Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it because we are here with someone who needs no introduction. I say legend, the one and only Miss Kandi Burruss.
Well, thank you. Hello.
What is going on? How are you today? What is going on in the ATL today?
I'm actually in New York. I'm up here. I was going to a couple of Broadway shows, hung out with my daughter, Riley, for a little while, just enjoying New York.
I am in New York too. We could have done this in person, Kandi. I mean, there you go.
Nobody told me.
Listen, season 4, RHOA. I mean, how did we get here?
Season 14.
14. Do you see what happens? Our thing was glitching before we got on. And you know what it is? You threw me off when you said you were in New York. Yes. Season 14, obviously. But really, how did we get here? You've been there since season 2. I mean, did you ever think you would be here?
Not when I first got there. Honestly, when I first started on the show, I really just thought it was something to do for a year. I wasn't expecting it to last long. I just thought it was, oh, okay, this would be cool. And I didn't think any more of that. No.
Well, here we are. Well, listen, let's start with the positive. Like over your 13 seasons, like what sticks out for you just as like some of the highs, like some of the positives and just great memories?
Okay, the most positive was meeting my husband. That obviously changed my life for the better. I met my husband through the show. He actually worked for the show. So that was major. That wouldn't have ever happened probably had it not been for me being a part of Real Housewives. So that's my top. And then having my kids born through the show, you saw me go through the process of IVF to get Ace and Blaze. Basically I went through IVF and the embryos that came of that have made my beautiful babies Ace and Blaze, and it's amazing. So that's a high, that experience. To see Riley grow up through over all these years on the show, that's a high for me. Those are my highs. Obviously, my family stuff is my highs.
Does Riley love, I mean, listen, I'm a New Yorker, tried and true. Does Riley love being in New York?
Oh, yes. She's definitely a New Yorker now. She does not have plans on moving back to Atlanta. She's like, I'll visit, but she does not care about moving back to Atlanta. She said she doesn't feel like there's anything for her in Atlanta.
You see, this is what happened, Ken. This is what happens after you live in New York for a minute, just even a month or two, it sucks you in.
I cannot.
Well, listen, so many other housewife franchises try, but like Atlanta really was like number one for so many years. Like it dominated the ratings. Like, what do you think it is about like RHOA that just slays the game season after season?
I just feel like we just bring it different in Atlanta. Atlanta is something about us that, we just got a little bit more flavor, a little more spice. We give you a little bit more sass, like way more reads. The shade, we have all the best shade assassins are on RHOA and have been throughout all of our seasons. We could have a whole museum of the best shade assassins that have come from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. So I just think it's, it's the fun and the crazy. And, of course, Black girls rock, it's a little different down there.
I definitely think if they do, they always do like the top housewives and the top this, that we have to like really look at the top shade. I think Atlanta would be like 9 out of the 10 top shades.
Sure.
You guys
the queens of shade.
You guys are just good at it. Well, season 14, how is this season different for you?
This season, it was just different in many ways, obviously, because, I came into it with open heart and open mind. I was a little stressed and worried, just like everybody else, because, we had lost 2 major peaches, Porsha and Cynthia. So of course, my heart of hearts, I was like, okay, how is this going to be? But I came into it open-minded. And what I love about it is that we sparked new friendships, and it was genuinely everybody was trying to build real relationships on and off camera. It wasn't like we were just getting together just to film together. Like we were really linking up off camera. And I think that's what brought the fun back to the show.
Was there anyone in particular that you grew closer to that you just didn't really expect?
Well, I think things are continuing to grow for me. Like, even since we stopped filming, my relationship with Sanya has really, really connected. And the reason why I say that is because, like, to be honest, over the years, I've been kind of tainted from, you know, building friendships on the show and falling out with people. Like, it made me to where, well, I always have been the type of person that I'll be like side-eyeing people before I get to know them. I'm like, I don't know what I think about you yet, which I ended up doing the same thing to Sanya, but she won me over. She won me over.
Well, listen, in your defense, people have come and gone, right? So it's almost like, you know, you're there 13 seasons, like kind of like, let's see if you're here in 3 seasons and then maybe we'll get to know you.
It's just not even that. It's like, sometimes I feel like people, sometimes they aren't genuine. You know what I mean? Sometimes people befriend you just so that they could, you know, be a part of this franchise, you know what I mean? Or to, you know, click up with whoever they think is gonna make things better for them or whatever. So I never really, you know, you always question people's intentions, really, you know? But like I said, she won me over, so.
What about, right? Do you think it's, to your point, like, do you think it's easy to like come into this group or cast for Housewives now? I mean, you know, in the sense that, look, you know, season 2, you came on, you know, people know what's going on. And this isn't just with Atlanta. We're seeing it like on every franchise where you kind of sit back and you're like, please, honey, like you're trying way too hard. Like, you know, the game, you've watched this show for so many years.
Right. I mean, see, and then I feel like with that being said, that can be like an advantage or a disadvantage. Meaning, a lot of them think they know everything about me because they've seen, you know, my life on TV, and I don't really know anything about them. They come in and they're able to, you know, be whoever they want to be, whereas I'm me, but they already know who I am. They already know what I'm like, what I don't like, you know, things about me that, you know, I normally wouldn't have let you know if you had not been watching me on TV. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a difference when they can like come in. I feel like it's almost like they get to come in at an advantage in a way, because it's like they kind of feel like they already know what each person is like. But then sometimes that's a problem, because if they base, you know, if they judge you or figure they already know you because of what they've seen on TV, that could be a problem as well. So I don't know.
Totally. I mean, I really never thought of it like that, but it is true. Like, someone could come in having watched you and know things about you, and it could be like this unfair advantage, almost like, you know, so many of my secrets, so to speak, and like, I don't know anything about you.
Right.
How was this season? Like, it sounds like you formed some great friendships, but how was it like without like Cynthia and Porsha? Like, did that take like a minute to get over, or was it pretty quick? Like, once you got into filming, like, okay.
It was pretty quick, to be honest with you. But at first, I don't know, I guess leading up to us starting the film, I was just like, I'll never forget when we had like, you know, a little meeting or whatever. Sometimes they'll come and meet with the cast, like the production or whatever. And I remember they had a meeting with all of us, and I was sitting there looking at them like, I was like, well, of course I already know, you know, Marlo, I already know Shereé, but in my mind, I was like, this girl, I was like, Sanya, I was like, she is too nice. Like, how is this gonna work? Because in my mind, you know how you think everybody on RHOA is evil.